Yeah, I wanted to pick up where I left off. I believe it was yesterday, but nevertheless, I completely forgot the subject. I know that I ran out of camera time, so what I'll do is I'll just continue on, with the Real Talk series. My last topic was I was talking about the 600 plus pound women where they have the TV show on, I believe it's Direct TV or whatever. They have a show, or it might be Lifetime, or I'm not sure, you know. But at the same time, they have a show with, obese women. Then they have one with um, women that are dwarfs and midgets, little women and big women. And they primarily use Latinos and blacks and poor white trash, which you rarely see on those shows because they try to exploit the black and brown people and make them appear as so filthy and irresponsible when, the European is the most filthiest, wickedest beast on the planet. All 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth. This devil has caused nothing but havoc all across the planet. All across the planet. But nevertheless, the East Coast is dealing with horrific winds and terrible weather right now. And hopefully, in a day or two, we may see some sunshine and some blue skies, and some warm temperatures, because we are entering the so-called March, the spring equinox. It's right around the corner. So we once again, we are 2018 is to be revealed in the most purest form possible. And I've been telling you brothers and sisters if you don't understand, let me just break it down simple. Be honest as you possibly can about yourself and about your surroundings and in all your affairs. Take an honest approach in everything that you do. Be clear about who you are. Be proud about what you stand on. So, it's real simple, for someone that's willing to put the work in. And it's difficult, as always, for people who bullshit and lie and want to continue to live a trifling life, So, 1 second. There were chemtrails this morning, all across the sky. All across the sky. And I mean thick, very thick chemtrails. And for those who don't know what chemtrails is when you were little and you saw planes coming across the sky, they were making tic-tac-toe with the smoke and all that type of stuff in circles. Well, they still do it today. However, for those who remember that's what chemtrails are. But the sad, dangerous part about it is that smoke is filled with all types of aluminum chlorides, fluorides, estrogen, all types of different chemicals that they have prepared it in an aerosol, and they spray it down on people of color to make them docile, to make them evil towards one another, to make them comply fully, with white law enforcement and among a whole bunch of other illnesses and catastrophes that plague us. You know, and estrogen has been that's a powerful weapon that's destroying the manhood and the male energy of our babies, of our male babies. That it makes men feminine, and it makes feminine women masculine. You know, so we have to be real careful with what, you know, we give our babies, because, you know, our babies need us. The youth needs us. This fucking devil, Trump, stated this morning at a press conference that he's for, and he's going to push for, the death penalty for all drug dealers. And you know who the drug dealers are. Us. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to annihilate the entire black male off of the planet. He wants to obliviate every black male, with the exception of those that they personally handpick to be used as toms, fags, and servants. Those are the only ones that they want to keep. But everyone else has to go. Has to go. They play it in the movies. You see it in the movies. You see it even doing sports. When a black and a white fight in a boxing ring, every time the white scores a punch, the crowd goes wild. For example, the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight. Every time Conor McGregor threw one of those, you know, faggot ass punches that Floyd, the crowd just went, the crackers just went bananas. But when Floyd hit him, it got quiet until the end, when there was no way out for the cracker McGregor. And Floyd, you know, finally finished him off with a good ass whooping. Good ass whooping. I want your comments too as well. And first of all, let me just give shout outs to Brian Simpson, You Are Wanted, and Anytime Nigga, you know, who actually was my first subscriber. And I appreciate you. You know, I started off with 1 subscriber, but my mission was not to just see how many subscribers I can get. My mission was to see how many people would listen to the information that I'm giving out. That was my mission. I never got a dime from these motherfuckers. Don't want nothing. You know, so, you know, but we have to stand and firmly entrenched, you know, in black liberation. Firmly entrenched. We have to stop allowing these crackers to pick our leaders. Now, how in the fuck can Ray Lewis be a leader? He doesn't know a goddamn thing about politics. He has no real experience as a street nigga. He has no political education. You know, but, you know, he sucked the cocks of you motherfucking crackers, you know, to the point where y'all had no choice and y'all let him in, because I've seen white commentators laugh at him behind his back. And I know what took place when he went up there to I forgot the name of it. What's the name? I think it's Camp David. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Camp David. You know, however, you know, Clarence Thomas, who married Rush Limbaugh in his house, in his living room. One of the most racist motherfuckers on the planet. That has a syndicated radio show along with Oliver North, who sold guns to the Contras, the Iran Contras, for the war, so Iran could fight in exchange for fucking coke. And what did he do with the coke? Oliver North was subpoenaed one time, and that was it. That was it. And he got paid. And what he did with the coke was pass it on through the CIA and Freeway Rick Ross was the one who distributed the cocaine all across the country with the help of a CIA informant that was from Nicaragua by the name of Daniel Blanton.
Just lift your feet.
And Blanton ended up telling on, ended up blowing the whistle on Rick Ross, but he didn't get any time. Now here's the motherfucker who handed Rick Ross the fucking coke. But when it all boiled down, Rick Ross ends up with a life sentence. And he was given the coke from the CIA. Because Blanton informed him that the coke was from the CIA given to him to infect the inner cities of the United States, primarily the black communities. And Ronald Reagan knew of it. Bill Clinton knew of it. And Bill Clinton was a fucking dope dealer in Mena, Arkansas. He had the entire town of Mena, Arkansas locked down with cocaine when he was governor of Arkansas. He had his own runway where the planes would fly in with that shit into Mena, Arkansas, where he had an underground bunker that could hold a 10-year supply of cocaine that will supply the United States for 10 years. You know, get the documentary called The Clinton Chronicles. And that's how Ron Brown, Mickey Leland were murdered. Ron Brown, who was Secretary of Commerce during the Clinton administration, when Clinton wanted Ron Brown to take the charge for him and go to jail for him, Ron Brown stormed in Clinton's office in the White House and said that if I go to jail, we all going. How in the fuck does that make any sense that you committed a crime, I didn't commit a crime, and I go to jail for you and you stay out here? No, we all going together. And the weed part, you know, and the way he was raping, you know, they don't bring that up no more. How he raped all those women, those old white bitches, you know, them white stinking bitches, Monica Lewinsky and Linda Tripp and all them other motherfucking white dogs, and they stayed right up the street from where I live now. And he lied under oath. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And he continued to say that till he was caught in so many motherfucking lies. But what they do to Ron Brown, put him on the plane crashes. So when they get Ron Brown out of the plane, they found out Ron Brown had a bullet hole in the top of his head. Mickey Leland, who was almost ended starvation in Ethiopia. his plane, he was a congressman from Texas. And he was boule. However, he was putting in work, to trying to feed people of color all globe, worldwide. His plane runs into a fucking mountain. So, it's a matter of us understanding who we are, being clear about the situations that we stand in. And just like Free Rick Ross, he goes to jail for life. But prior to that, he contacts Gary Webb, who's a reporter for the San Jose Mercury News. Gary Webb prints the story. All of a sudden, Gary Webb is found dead in his home. They say he's committed suicide. He shot himself in the head twice. Now, we know better than that. See, the Bush, Reagan, Carter, Clinton, those administrations, the Obama administration, all of those run hand in hand in terms of basically the same agendas. Basically the same agendas. Ronald Reagan, who had no business being, in the politics. He was an actor. He played in these old fuckery movies for MGM back in the fucking 40s. 30s and 40s, and tried to take Humphrey Bogart's girl from him, Lauren Bacall. But Lauren Bacall, she stated he was too much of a motherfucking square. And what about when the Panthers, when he was governor of California, and the Panthers went down there into the Senate, the state Senate room. I guess that's the name of it. I guess that's what you call it. The state committee, that listen in, on all the new rules and the agendas that they were trying to implement in California, specifically the South Central area of Los Angeles, where the Black Panthers headquarters was at. Also in Oakland, and as they walked in with Bobby Hutton, 17 years old, with a Mossberg pump, 20 gauge, leading the pack. Little young goddamn warrior. He's leading the Panthers. Ronald Reagan is out there talking to these old lily white, milk and honey motherfucking faggot motherfucking kids. And these young Panthers, marching up the steps. And they wanted to listen in on the committees. And Bobby Seale ended up going, he ended up a 6-month bit for that, which was worth it. Huey was already bitten for having a gun battle with the motherfucking cracker, the police. And they began to break the Panthers up. Starting with when Bobby Hutton was murdered, it just the domino effect took place. George Jackson, Geronimo Pratt ended up locked up. They killed George and Jonathan. Fred Hampton, Dr. King, Malcolm X. They start going around making their rounds. Colonialism, the system of racism, white supremacy. Went and just executing brothers. Literally executing brothers. And so that put so much fear into the hearts and minds of black people in the black community that, every once in a while you may see a leader stand up. Because, believe it or not, It's thousands of black men, you know, that are trying to be leaders, that are trying to be leaders in the black community, but they don't have the proper backing that they need. They don't have the proper backing that they need. Nobody wants to be security. Nobody wants to stand post. Nobody wants to be a motherfucking warrior. Everybody wants to be on, you know, everybody wants to be the you know, the HNIC and all this shit, you know. And King and Malcolm, they didn't roll like that. You know, Dr. Collar didn't roll like that. Fred Hampton didn't roll like that. Huey and Bobby didn't roll like that. Garvey didn't roll like that. Medgar didn't roll like that. You know, the concern was how many of the brothers are going to stand behind him. That was the question. And when you got revolutionaries just ready to get down, and for some of you, you're probably thinking or be asking yourself, you know, what is it that we need to do to start getting down? You link up with some type of movement, some type of leader, some type of organization. You know, closest one nearest to you. And then you work from there. You stand tall, you become committed to the foundation, to the laws, to the bylaws. You know, you begin to put pride into what you're doing. The Black Panther Party had pride. They shined their shoes. They shined their leather jackets. They wore their tams. They marched. They didn't give a fuck. They carried their weapons. They were fearless. And they knew, most of them knew that they were going to lose their life. But there was no continuation in struggle. And they started just shutting everybody down, putting fear in the slaves. Right now, we need some leaders to stand up. We need some people to start networking. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed to call a brother that you see, you know, doing that has a YouTube channel that's talking about complete constructive change. Don't be afraid to call, brother. You know, I saw you on YouTube. What is it that I can do? I would like to get involved. I'd like to get involved in the organization. And then you're going to find out who's for real and who's bullshit. Because I could give you a list right now of the bullshitters. But I'm not going to do that because I don't have time for that. So I'm going to be, we're going to be talking, brothers and sisters, soon. We're going to get in depth into some more issues into this Real Talk series. You know, I hope that you got something out of what I've been saying. You know, if not, I'm going to keep on. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep putting in work. And until we meet again, Hotep, Black Power.